Hi guys, this is my first collaboration video on our top 5 movies with my friend Jackal Goldkick.
What's up YouTube, it's Jackal Goldkick, and I'm here with Zappercraft21, and we're going to be doing a video collaboration talking about our top 5 movies.
So here's a list of my top 5 movies. For my top 5, it's going to The Amazing Spider-Man. It's a good movie, but there are scenes that are cringy. But the lizard sucked. But Peter Parker was a dummy idiot because he was trying to take a picture of the lizard, but he put his fucking name on his own camera, which says property of Peter Parker. Peter and Gwen's relationship was cringe. They'd have too much screen time of them flirting, which is actually annoying. So for my top 4, Tick, Tick Boom. This movie is great. It honors the late Jonathan Larson, the original creator of the album, Tick, Tick Boom. My top 3 movie is Spider-Man 2. It's the best movie. The only things I hate about this movie is that Mary Jane Watson and Harry Osborn is nothing but a rude piece of shit. Harry just complains about Spider-Man killing his dad, when his dad tried to kill Spider-Man with his glider, but it failed and Harry's dad kills himself with his own glider. Mary Jane was engaged to a famous footballer just to make Peter feel jealous. Thank God we have a good MJ in the MCU. For my top 2, it's the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. This movie is awesome. It's a classic masterpiece. For my top 1, it's Spider-Man No Way Home. I love this as it has Andrew, Tobey and Tom. People got pissed though because Tobey didn't wear his original suit. Of course he wouldn't wear his original suit. The suit is ripped and it won't fit anyway.
Shut the fuck up.
You need to shut the fuck up!
Shut the fuck up!
But that is all for my top 5 movies. Here's Jackal Goldkick's top 5 movies.
Let's do this. Got a list here, paper, and I'm going to tell you my top 5 films. So, my number 5 choice is going to be the movie Walking Tall from 2004 with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This is like a remake of the Walking Tall movies. I really enjoy Walking Tall. I've always liked this film with The Rock Johnson. I've watched it plenty of times. It's a great film, really good action movie. Love it a lot. Just a very entertaining, fast-paced, good film with good actors and some good action in there. The only problem I have with the film is I think it's too short. I think they could have put a little bit more into the movie, but other than that, I think Walking Tall with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a pretty solid film, and I definitely like that one a lot. One of the best scenes in the movie is when he has that 2x4, goes in the casino, busts everything up, beats up all these dudes with a 2x4. It's just a really entertaining, good action film. You got Johnny Knoxville in there. He's pretty good. He has some really good chemistry with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So yeah, my number 5 choice is Walking Tall. That's a really good action movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Pretty damn good. I like that one a lot. I've always liked that film. Just an awesome movie overall, and I've watched it plenty of times, and it just has a good story. Guy comes home from the war. He wants to work at the old mill that his dad used to work at, but when he comes back, he finds out it's shut down, and this casino and these cops are doing illegal things, selling drugs, all that, and just ruining the town. And he wants to change it and stand tall and walk tall in the town and change things. So that's pretty much what the movie is about, and it's a damn good film. So yeah, really like Walking Tall. It's a solid movie. I would say another thing, it should have been rated R. It really didn't need to be PG-13, but it's a really good movie. I definitely like Walking Tall, so that's my number 5 choice. My number 4 choice is going to be The Collector with Josh Stewart. The Collector is a damn good horror movie. I definitely like The Collector. That's a really solid horror film, a good home invasion horror movie. It's about, Josh Stewart. He goes into this house to steal something so he can pay off a debt that his wife is in with the loan sharks, but he ends up getting trapped in the house with the serial killer who's placed traps all over the house. And it's a really good movie. It has like Saw elements from the movie Saw, but it's like a home invasion film. And I really like The Collector. It's a great film. It's very different. The main character's a dude, which there's not a lot of male main characters in horror films. The main character's actually smart and he's not stupid like a lot of horror movies that have stupid characters. It's a really good film where he tries to survive in this house against the killer while dealing with his traps. And it's just an entertaining film. Really like The Collector. Josh Stewart is awesome in the film as his character Arkin. And I really do enjoy the movie overall, and I think The Collector's really solid. The sequel's pretty good as well, but I definitely like The Collector more. And I think The Collector's pretty awesome too. So yeah, definitely like The Collector. That's a really good film with Josh Stewart. Solid horror film, really good lead, really good main character, and solid movie overall. Good home invasion film, and it's just a really good movie overall, and I definitely like that one. The killer himself looks pretty creepy and cool with the mask he's wearing, and it's an entertaining film overall, and I definitely like The Collector. It's pretty good, pretty solid. So yeah, that would be my number 4 choice, The Collector. That's a really good film. So my number 3 choice is going to be The Evil Dead, the very first Evil Dead film, the original one with Bruce Campbell. I love the first Evil Dead. That is like a classic film. It's a masterpiece of a film. It's my favorite in the Evil Dead series. I absolutely love the first Evil Dead. I love the setting of that film, the horror tone to it. Bruce Campbell is great in there. I like the gore. I like the look of the Deadites in the movie. It's just an awesome movie overall. I absolutely love the first Evil Dead. I think it's a classic film, classic horror film. And it's my favorite in the Evil Dead series because it has more of a serious horror tone. I don't mind the comedy they did later on, but I did like it the most when it was the first one. And I definitely love the first Evil Dead. It's just a really good horror film with a good cast. Bruce Campbell is great in there as Ash Williams, the Deadites. Just a good horror film. Really good setting. I love the setting of that film at the cabin. Just a awesome horror film and a one of a kind because they were on a limited budget and they were able to make a cult classic. They were able to do something really impressive and different with the limited budget they have, and it was just a solid film overall. So I definitely like the first Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell, and I think it's badass. So that's my number 3 choice, the first Evil Dead. Definitely a good film, definitely a really good movie, and I like that one a lot. It's awesome, classic horror film, good actors, good horror film, really good setting, and just a great movie overall. So that's my number 3 choice, the first Evil Dead, the original with Bruce Campbell. So my number 2 choice is going to be Sin City from the mid-2000s. This like a comic book superhero film. I love Sin City. That is a great movie. I absolutely love Sin City. I would say that's my favorite like superhero type of comic book film of all time because I like how serious and gritty it is, and I love the actors they have in the film, and I like the cast itself in the film. I like how the entire film is essentially filmed in black and white. I really like that, how the film is basically filmed in black and white. I like that. It's really cool, and it's just a great movie overall. Mickey Rourke is amazing in there as his character Marv. He's a badass character. He kicks ass. He looks cool. He has like a distinctive looking huge face. Really good action with him. I love Mickey Rourke in that film. He gives a great performance. I love his character Marv. I love Bruce Willis in the Sin City movie. I love his character Hartigan. He's really good in that movie. Really good, you know, old washed up kind of cop he plays. And he has a great story in there as well. I really like Bruce Willis. The only nitpick I have with Sin City is I didn't care for Clive Owens and his story as much as Bruce Willis and Mickey Rourke's. I mean, I don't mind Clive Owens' story because you had, you know, you got to see the vampire chicks. You saw, what was his name? Michael Clark Duncan. He was the bald guy wearing like some kind of cap, and one of his eyes were orange. And then you got to see Benicio del Toro as, I think his name was Johnny Boy. Got to see him. He was pretty good. You got Brittany Murphy in there. And I don't hate, you know, Clive Owen's part, but I didn't care for his story as much as Bruce Willis and Mickey Rourke. And that's kind of one of the issues with anthology films, is when you do an anthology film, it's hard to have all good stories. Some of them will be good, but one of them might not be that good. So yeah, my number 2 choice is Sin City. That's a really good comic book film. Really enjoy Sin City a lot. Great movie. Definitely my favorite comic book film of all time. Definitely my favorite superhero film of all time. Bruce Willis gives a great performance in there. Mickey Rourke gives a good performance in there. The actors in the cast do a great job. I just love the character of Marv and the whole story that Mickey Rourke has. I love the character Bruce Willis plays and his story. I like the black and white filter they go for in the movie. Just a really good comic book film. It's got some seriousness and darkness to it. One of the characters that Mickey Rourke goes after is like a cannibal, and he has these women's heads put on the wall. Bruce Willis is a great character. He reminds me of Max Payne in that movie. He really reminds me of Max Payne in that movie because he has like narration in his head. He's old. He's a cop. It has kind of this noir feel to it. He has heart problems. He takes pills. It's so similar to Max Payne. I really think Bruce Willis would have been a perfect Max Payne in his younger days, at least, or even in the 2000s. He would have been a good Max Payne because I always, felt like his character in Sin City was like Max Payne. But yeah, I really like Sin City. Awesome film. Good actors. It has good action. It's a solid movie overall, and I like that it's a serious, dark, just gritty comic book film. I enjoy it a lot. Just good stuff in there. Mickey Rourke beating up these 2 hitmen outside a bar. You have really good gore in the movie, like when he's chopping up all these dudes with the hatchet. That's a pretty good scene. I like the scene where they're trying to shock him in the chair. He's in like prison on death row, and he says, "It's all you got, you pansies." That's a good scene. I like the scenes with Bruce Willis where he's going in to save Nancy, the little girl that was captured by the mayor's son. I like the scene where he is beating up the mayor's son who came back as this weird yellow guy. It's a brutal, gory film because he rips the guy's nuts off and bashes his head in with his own hand. So yeah, Sin City is a great movie. I like that one a lot. Definitely my favorite comic book film. Definitely my favorite superhero film. So yeah, it's my number 2 choice, Sin City. Awesome film. Like that one a lot. So my number 1 choice of favorite movie of all time is going to be Falling Down with Michael Douglas. I absolutely love Falling Down with Michael Douglas. That's a really good movie because the main character is like an anti-hero. He starts to slowly lose it through all the shit he goes through the entire movie. And you can understand why he starts to lose it through the whole movie. All the stuff he goes through, while everything he does isn't justified, you understand why he reaches that point of starting to do certain things, starting to do sort of anti-hero things. You can relate to the character Defense. Michael Douglas gave a great performance in Falling Down. That's probably the best performance ever. That's easily the best movie he's ever done. I absolutely love Falling Down. So many classic scenes in that movie. When he goes to the convenience store and he's smashing the place up, asking the Vietnamese guy about the prices there. The scene where he's walking up the golf course and they try to hit him with a golf ball and he pulls a shotgun out. The scene where he deals with the racist, homophobic, skinhead Nazi. That's a great scene. A ton of great dialogue there. The scene where he goes into the fast food place. That's great. And you got other good actors in there. Robert Duvall's in there as a cop. He's like the opposite of Michael Douglas, where he's like going after him in the film and trying to, track him down. So yeah, I absolutely love Falling Down. That's a great movie. It has a really good cast in there. Michael Douglas gave a great performance. You could relate to the Defense character in a way because it's like he's your average day Joe with an average job. He has a wife and kids. He wants to make it home to his daughter's birthday. And the movie starts off, he just goes through so much shit that just breaks him down mentally. Like an example of this is he can't drive through the highway because the traffic's all stopped up. So he gets out and just starts walking. And along the way, he just keeps dealing with shit. Like a one good scene that is really awesome is when he's sitting on some steps drinking some coke. He gets messed with by 2 Mexican gangbangers. He gets into an altercation with them and he ends up beating them up with his baseball bat and just going off on them. And you just see him slowly go through shit in the movie. And you can understand why Defense just slowly starts to lose it and why things escalate in his evolution in the film. You can understand it. It has a good setting. It's got a good score. It's got good actors. It's just a solid film overall. And I absolutely love Falling Down. It's just a fucking great movie. I definitely really enjoy Falling Down. It's a solid movie. I need to get it on Blu-ray. But yeah, I absolutely love Falling Down. It's just one hell of a movie. And it's definitely my number one pick on top 5 movies. It's just a solid film overall, and I definitely enjoy Falling Down with Michael Douglas, and you could just relate to the character because of everything he goes through. Just a solid movie overall and really entertaining, really great film. Just awesome. Joel Schumacher did a great job directing that movie. The same guy that made Lost Boys, made Falling Down. He's got some really good hits under his belt. So yeah, that would be my number one choice. I absolutely love Falling Down with Michael Douglas. Just a classic movie and definitely my favorite movie of all time. I like Falling Down so much that sometimes I'll just watch certain clips of it on YouTube just because the movie was so legendary and great. So that's my number one choice, Falling Down. So that's it for my top 5 movies list in this collaboration video with Saprocraft 21. That's all I gotta say in my part of this collab. Let us know what your top 5 movies are. Peace.
I loved making this video, and shout out to the Jackal Gold Kick. His YouTube channel and his social networks will be in the description. That's all for today. So subscribe, like, share and turn on post notifications to all, so you don't miss a video from me. You should subscribe and turn on post notifications to all on Jackal Gold Kick's channel. Stay crafty, guys.